Why do so many white people get on podcasts, get on TikTok, and talk about how their children don't bathe or how they don't bathe? I feel like there's something to discuss here about whiteness and how it is viewed as clean and pure and better and primary and default. And really, the history goes to show that white people have always been disgusting. Indigenous people, African people, they were bathing, and many of them noted that the first like sign of Europeans was their stench, that they were just putrid.
Japanese people think you stink, okay? White people stink. And I can prove it. I asked all my Japanese friends if they use deodorant, and they don't, because they don't smell bad. They don't need it. If I don't use deodorant on a hot day, okay, I will stink. And don't get me wrong, Japanese people do sweat, but their sweat does not smell. It's genetics, I think. Let me tell you, it is freaking hot in Japan right now. And even though I'm in a train here, packed full of people, it does not smell bad.
Is it not normal to wash your body with your hands in the shower? No, it's not. It sounds about white though, because I don't understand. What's with white people and just using your hands? Whether your bathrooms or Airbnb, I immediately know it's an Airbnb a white person because they got towels, they got floor mats, no washcloth in sight, no loofah, no nothing, just some soap and some body wash. I hope everything.
Weekly, people come on the internet and willingly share information about how they don't bathe or show us their non-hygienic practices. And there's a common denominator here.
Did you shower?
Yeah, why? Feel me?
Did you wash your body?
Yes. Why?
Okay, let's see.
No, what are you doing? What? I didn't use that. I didn't use that either.
Hey besties! Welcome back to our deep dive series where we explore the intricacies of cultural practices and their manifestations in today's world. Today we're venturing into a topic that sparked considerable debate and curiosity: the hygiene practices prevalent among white communities, the cultural underpinnings of these habits, and how certain unhygienic behaviors have been showcased on the internet. Before we proceed, it's essential to approach this discussion with sensitivity and an open mind, understanding that hygiene is deeply personal and influenced by a myriad of factors.
Hygiene is cultural. I made 2 other videos addressing this subject, and I get a slew of messages arguing against it and some arguing for it. All I have to say is, this is probably the last video I'm making of it, but weekly, people come on the internet and willingly share information about how they don't bathe or show us their non-hygienic practices. And there's a common denominator here.
Did you shower?
Yeah, why? Feel me?
Did you wash your body?
Yes. Why?
Okay, let's see.
No, what are you doing? What? I didn't use that. I didn't use that either. What?
What did you use?
The water.
You didn't use any soap.
I used the water.
How did you wash your ass?
With water.
I was just informed that there are people who use washcloths in the shower. As a grown adult, are you serious? This can't be real. You're telling me that you were going to use a bacteria-infested cloth rather than just using your hands? Your hands are free, bro. The only valid tool/scrubber that you should be using in the shower, maybe you could use a bar soap. It's literally more expensive to use a washcloth than not. So
I'm the mother to 6, and here are just a few things we do in our home to make our life a little bit more manageable. Bath and shower days are Sunday and Wednesday. If you need a bath in between that, then absolutely, but otherwise, that's good enough.
What kind of psychopath washes your feet?
What?
Travis, don't act like you wash your
I'm not washing my feet every time, but after like a football practice, like at St. Joe, where my feet have just been like, yes, I wash my feet.
You're not washing. No,
you're
like everybody else who, when you look down, if there's visible dirt on them, I'll scrub the dirt off. I don't even touch my feet. Why the fuck would I wash my feet? I'm not touching my feet unless I'm clipping my toenails. That's the only time I touch my feet.
Yeah, no, I'll do it after training camp practices. I've dealt with some like blisters and shit to where I gotta wash my feet now.
How often to shower per week?
Yes. How many times do you think you should shower per week, according to dermatologists?
I don't care what they say. I'm going to say A.
The answer is actually B, 2 to 3 times per week.
There are 7 days in the week.
Yes, there are 7 days in the week. Now, the consensus is 2 to 3 times per week, but it does depend on the person. I'm looking at Al's face like, what is this? It depends on the person, your lifestyle, your skin type, your age.
Why would she say that? Like,
How often do you wash your sheets and towels?
I never wash my towels. I say never, I mean once a month or something. Never, because when I was younger, it was never.
How many times do you use the same towel?
The whole time. I only have 2 towels. Yeah, and I use those for the month.
what's going on? Y'all are going to jail. Period.
Borrowing a bar of someone's soap that's been in their bum.
In their bum? How are you guys using soap at your house?
In and around your bum and your nethers.
Oh,
you
except
know,
around.
zones.
I don't know about in.
But when you're soaping yourself up,
Yeah.
do you, Ryan?
You lather up your hands and then use your hands.
What?
How are you using soap?
Is that actually how you use a bar of soap?
Is that how you not? You use soap at your
taking
house.
the bar into the areas that it needs to go. Are you supposed to just flap it up in your hands
Don't say flap.
and then scrub like this?
Should you wash your feet while you're in the shower? Wash them.
Oh, no.
This
No.
is an ongoing debate.
No.
We still don't even have our votes in for this one because people are still
Okay,
voting. But
here's
what
the
do you
thing. So
think?
bending over to wash your feet?
Yes.
Okay, I just feel like everything's rolling on down that way anyway.
I mean,
They're
I
getting
agree.
clean
I
because
agree
the dial
100%.
suds is...
Oh! Shout out to everybody. I had fun.
I gotta be good.
Are y'all bathing with this here? Putting it in the bathtub. Putting this into the bathtub and putting your body inside of the bathtub. You can't do that. I mop my floors with this.
We absolutely do. We absolutely have beautiful hot Dettol baths. We do. It's within my culture. I'm Caribbean, and let me tell you something. We be bathing in Dettol, okay? We be bathing in Dettol. It's something I've grown up with, something I've always known. It's something that my mother's always known, and it's just been passed down from the islands, I think. Yeah, I bath with Dettol, and I'm proud. Okay, I'm proud to be bathing with my Dettol. And I know a lot of people think it's weird. I think it's weird that we don't wash chicken and, other poultries. But there we go. Try it. And you know what? It doesn't aggravate the vagina area. You think it might, but it doesn't. It doesn't throw off your pH. So give it a go. I suggest a cupful in a nice hot bath.
Hygiene, at its core, pertains to practices that communities adopt to maintain health and prevent disease. However, what constitutes proper hygiene varies significantly across cultures and historical periods. For instance, in some cultures, communal bathing is a norm, while in others, privacy during cleansing is paramount. These practices are often rooted in historical, environmental, and social contexts. Delving into history, Western societies, particularly during the medieval period, had complex relationships with cleanliness. Bathing was sometimes viewed with suspicion, and personal hygiene practices were minimal among certain classes. Over time, with urbanization and medical advancements, the perception and importance of hygiene evolved, leading to more standardized practices.
I want to talk about 2 things. The first being white people hygiene, where I think growing up in a white household and not really being parented per se in the realm of taking care of yourself, taking care of your hair, taking care of your skin, washing your body, brushing your teeth, it was never really taught. It was kind of just like, oh, like you just observe what everybody else is doing, you just like play along rather than like learning the logistics and like actually like proper methods to cleaning. And recently I replaced my plastic loofah for an African net sponge that I saw here on TikTok. I'll tag the place because absolutely amazing. Because I am somebody who gets like oversensitive like really quickly, where like a loofah or like something that's too exfoliating like all the time kind of just like makes me itchy, makes me irritated. It just like gets me like overwhelmed. And so I was really hesitant about the African net sponge, but I just used it, like got out of the shower. Thank God it's like getting to be summer, so it's easier to like put on lotion and just like lube up and like chill after the shower. But highly recommend, like literally insane at like how clean I feel. I think that just like the jokes of like letting the water like trickle down on your legs, like blah blah blah, like it was really nice to have something like exfoliating but like wasn't too exfoliating, but whatever. And a second thing, being like reparenting yourself and like being easy on yourself about like I'm somebody who worries about like hyperconsumption and like obviously capitalism and like just like landfills and like that's just like in the forefront of my mind all of the time. And so it's just like, oh, like I have a loofah, like should I even like buy a new one? Like that's kind of like a waste of money, like I don't really need it. And I was like, fuck it, like it's something that I use every day, like let's just like let's try it out. And I'm obsessed. And like another thing, like we recently got like glass straws. And before, like, I was never, like, a straw person, being like, oh, like, you don't really need a straw. Like, it's just, like, for the, whatever, like, the look. Like, we can get it for, like, our teas and our matchas. But we found them and, like, manifested things, like, we were placing in our kitchen. But where glass straws were one of them. We found them, like, in this, like, warehouse thing in Berkeley. But, like, got them home, washed them, whatever. Like, I thought I drank a lot of water. But, like, with these straws, I've literally been downing, like, 3 of these a day. And it's just, like, water with hibiscus tea and, like, sea salt. But just, like, crazy how when you go easy on yourself and, like, trying to be the best and, like, not over-consuming, like, not buying, like, junk and, like, trying to, like, narrow down, like, what you actually want in life and, like, what will actually benefit you and, like, make your life easier. And it's just, like, softening into that, where I think, like, growing up in a household that, like, that wasn't really prioritized or it wasn't really, like, I don't know, just, like, cultivated in a way of, like, oh, like, what actually do you like? Or is it just, like, oh, we're just all going with the flow? And so this is my recommendation, to get an African net sponge and, I don't know, be easy on yourself.
Bath and shower days are Sunday and Wednesday. If you need a bath in between that, then absolutely. But otherwise, no.
Before my brother was a dad, I used to tell him, hey, there are people on the internet saying they only bathe their kids once a week. Can you believe it? And even celebrities saying, hey, I only bathe my kids when they look dirty. He used to be the type of guy that would say, hey, look, parents are always right in their decisions. Mind you, we come from a very large family and daily showers was the norm in our household. And I would tell him, no, man, like kids are gross, they're sticky, they play outside, they roll on the dirt, covered in food, marker, like they're just sticky. He's like, nah, they're fine, right? Now that he is a dad, he's like, no, these kids are gross, they stink, they need to bathe every day. The original lady who posted the video goes, guys, it's just my culture. Now, I'm assuming she means white American culture. You know, I'm just assuming she's an American as well. Every time I post these videos of people saying that, I will get thousands and thousands of comments from white Americans saying, no, we definitely bathe daily. These people are they're just not bathing their kids. Like, I hate to break it to you, lady, but, like, people are gonna know you as the stinky family. No one wants to be known as stinky.
In contemporary times, hygiene practices among white communities, especially in Western countries, are generally aligned with global standards. Regular bathing, oral care, and the use of personal hygiene products are commonplace. However, individual habits can vary based on personal beliefs, upbringing, and regional norms. The rise of social media platforms has provided a window into personal lives, revealing habits that were once private. There have been instances where individuals from white communities have openly discussed or displayed unconventional hygiene practices. For example, debates have arisen from admissions about infrequent showering or minimal use of soap. These revelations have sparked discussions about cultural norms and personal choices.
Japanese people think you stink, okay? White people stink. And I can prove it. I asked all my Japanese friends if they use deodorant and they don't, because they don't smell bad, they don't need it. If I don't use deodorant on a hot day, okay? I will stink. And don't get me wrong, Japanese people do sweat, but their sweat does not smell. It's genetics, I think. Let me tell you, it is freaking hot in Japan right now. And even though I'm in a train here, packed full of people, it does not smell bad. Do you know how bad it would smell in Germany? Very bad. And in fact, smelling bad is a form of harassment here in Japan. I'm not kidding. You can Google it. Japanese companies even have smell seminars if there have been complaints about a person smelling bad. And Japanese people never want to hurt anyone's feelings. They would never approach that individual person and tell them you smell bad. That's why they have those smell seminars. Like, honestly, can we please normalize smell seminars in Western countries too? And even if you use perfume, you will smell bad here to Japanese people. Because us Western people, we use way too much perfume. So the goal here in Japan is to smell as neutral as possible. I honestly think us Western people have developed some kind of perfume blindness because we don't smell our perfume anymore. I'm so scared of smelling bad in Japan.
Why do so many white people get on podcasts, get on TikTok, and talk about how their children don't bathe or how they don't bathe? I feel like there's something to discuss here about whiteness and how it is viewed as clean and pure and better and primary and default. And really, the history goes to show that white people have always been disgusting. Indigenous people, African people, they were bathing, and they many of them noted that the first sign of Europeans was their stench, that they were just putrid. And I do think a lot of the reason why people of color in America are so clean, smell so good, have to have their hair done, have to have their makeup done, is because of upward mobility, because the standard for them is so much higher than it is for white people. Like, white women can just walk into Target with a messy bun and sweatpants, and it's like, oh, look at her, like, she could be a multi-millionaire, her husband could be an entrepreneur, yet a black woman is not afforded that same luxury. So I really feel like white women are just rubbing that level of privilege in when they go on podcasts or come on TikTok and talk about how their kids don't bathe. Like, that is disgusting. I'm sorry. I grew up taking a bath every single night. My parents brushed my hair every single night, brushed my hair every single morning. It wasn't that big of a deal. When I got older, I was given deodorant and face wash, and that, like, I have actually been showering twice a day, often, like, especially in the summer, morning and night showers, especially if I'm pregnant. Sometimes I would shower 3 times a day. Like, wash yourself. My sons do not go to bed unless they're clean. I don't want their dirty bodies in their bed, and then every time they get into bed, it's dirty from the day. That's just my own opinion, but I do think that the larger discussion here about whiteness and why white people love to bring it up, love to talk about it. It's like they know somewhere that they are given the power to not have to bathe their kids and still be given so many privileges.
Such online disclosures have led to a mix of reactions. While some view these practices as personal choices, others perceive them through the lens of cultural stereotypes. It's crucial to approach these discussions without generalizing entire communities based on the actions of a few. Stereotyping can perpetuate misinformation and foster unnecessary divisions. Understanding the context behind certain hygiene practices is vital. Factors such as environmental conditions, access to resources, and cultural beliefs play significant roles in shaping these habits. For instance, in areas where water is scarce, conservation becomes a priority, influencing bathing routines. Similarly, cultural beliefs can dictate the methods and frequency of personal cleansing.
Is it not normal to wash your body with your hands in the shower? No, it's not. It sounds about white, though, because I don't understand. What's with white people and just using your hands? Go to your bathrooms or Airbnb, I immediately know it's an Airbnb a white person because they got towels, they got floor mats, no washcloth in sight, no loofah, no nothing, just some soap and some body wash. I hope everything's good for you. No, what the fuck am I supposed to wash with? You're supposed to have these stacked up and on layaway in some sort of cupboard, and as soon as one get dirty, you toss it into the dirty laundry, and then you wash them all at the same time, and next thing you know, boom, you have more stuff to wash your body with. Isn't that amazing? And your face, not your hands. And I'm putting I got a washcloth. Really getting the dirt out. You know what I'm saying? And if y'all don't know, wash your legs, that's disgusting. Wash your legs. Are you crazy? That gets dirt on there too. You don't want a washcloth? Get one of these. It's a loofah. Just as good. Throw it out though after a little while. Some of y'all be hanging on to this for a year. It's no longer doing its job. It's probably a little bit dirty. If you white and washing this, get these in your household, man. Put them in the bathroom from me to you. Get a little bit cleaner. You're going to get out the shower like, wow, I can actually feel the dirt off my body for the first time in your life. Using your hands in the shower is iniquitous, vociferous, nefarious, dirty work. And I just want you guys to know that. Bad activity.
Public figures and celebrities discussing their hygiene routines can influence public perception and spark widespread debates. When well-known personalities share unconventional hygiene habits, it challenges societal norms and prompts discussions about what is considered acceptable or healthy. These conversations can lead to a broader understanding of the diversity in personal care practices. Media plays a pivotal role in shaping our perceptions of hygiene. Advertisements, movies, and TV shows often depict idealized versions of cleanliness, which may not reflect everyone's reality. This portrayal can create unrealistic standards and contribute to the stigmatization of those who deviate from these norms.
Okay, so I really didn't want to believe it was true, but I just had a little situation in the dentist office. Nothing crazy, but listen up, because I need your opinion too. So I've been watching a lot on the social media lately, and they've been saying that a certain sublet of people, hygiene is cultural. They're saying they don't be washing their hands, they don't be washing their body. Maybe it's not an everyday thing. It's optional, that kind of thing. So I need to know, what is your take? What is your thoughts on that? And the only reason why I said that is because I had to use the restroom before I went into get this procedure done on my teeth. And there was somebody in there before me. Now, my good sis did not tell me that there was no paper towels to wipe one's hands. There was actually none in there. I had to ask them for it. So that meant that my good sister did not wash her hands, which sounds utterly disgusting to me. But like I said, a certain sublet of people have been rising up to say how they don't wash their hands every day. They don't wash their body every day. Maybe every 6 days, something like that. They felt like that was sufficient. So I need to know, what say you?
Exploring hygiene practices across various cultures reveals a rich tapestry of traditions and beliefs. For instance, in some cultures, the use of water for cleansing after using the restroom is standard, while others rely on paper products. Understanding these differences fosters respect and appreciation for diverse practices. At its core, hygiene is closely linked to health. Proper hygiene practices can prevent the spread of diseases and promote overall well-being. However, it's essential to recognize that proper is subjective and influenced by cultural norms and available resources. Open discussions and education can bridge gaps in understanding and promote healthier communities. Faith Akia. Adios, besties.